Geminis, hi. I hope you're doing super well. We're looking at your place in the universe. At least we're going to try. It'll be a snapshot, a glimpse. I really don't think I'm habilitated to really tell you what your place in the universe is, but I can try to look at that with the cards for you. I have 3 oracle decks and 1 tarot deck. We're gonna start right away. Oracle first. Let's see if one card wants to come out for you by itself. Two. It's like one came out, the other one said, not without me. Real Gemini, right? The twins. Okay, the first one that came out is Holy Grail. Inner discovery, finding sacredness. You are what you seek. The other one that couldn't resist coming out is Halls of Learning. Spirit guides, confirmation, and great lessons. That's amazing. You know, learning is one of your skills. Obviously, you're the 3rd sign of the natural zodiac, so you are related to the 3rd house of communications. So you're ruled by Mercury. All of that is learning. But the you are what you seek is so amazing. You're complete within yourself. You are the love that you are seeking. I'm adding the word love. We're going to continue drawing and then we'll see how everything integrates. So another oracle deck this time. There. And what is this? Leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. You have an ace and you have an energy of leaping, right? There's a lot of new beginnings for you. It's a new start. It's going to be a new year soon. Feels significant. I'm sensing you were awaiting this with a lot of almost impatience, right? So you're really willing and to turn that page, to get around the corner, around the bend of 2022. You're anticipating, happily anticipating 2023. I'm shuffling the tarot. We're really going to get to the core of this. First card out, the 9 of Pentacles. I'm using the Bosch Tarot. So Bosch is a Dutch painter from yesterday I was telling the other signs that I did the 16th century, but when I looked it up, it's actually 15th and 16th. He was born like at the later half of the 15th and died in the 16th century. All that to say, all strange characters, not really human, landscapes also really weird. This is what the 9 of Pentacles looks like. Came out in reverse. You don't want to be single anymore. You're looking for that relationship. You want to I'm hearing coexist. That's cute. I mean, you have the equivalent of the Ace of Cups. If I translate this oracle card as the Ace of Cups, right? So you're all about new love, and you're willing to abandon yourself, surrender, literally jump into this. Okay, let me look at what came out. 5 cards. The 7 of Cups in reverse. This is the card. You get the Fool. I mean, double leap here. You get the Six of Cups, soulmate energy. You get Temperance. And you get the equivalent of the Knight of Swords here. He's riding a griffin, or something that looks like a griffin. Okay. You can't wait. I mean, you've got the Fool and the Leap, right? So you can't wait for the new year to start. I think you have more than love on your mind. I think you have something you really want to accomplish in 2023, and it has to do with your place in the universe, because this is the theme of the reading. I want to look at some details on the cards. Well, some of what you're here to do is to open the path, right? The Fool energy is the pioneer. It is also the trendsetter. It's the one that walks where no one has walked before, literally. He's the one that comes up with the brightest, newest ideas. And the card that said, you know, the Holy Grail, basically you are in quest of the Holy Grail, which is somewhat fictional or highly symbolic, I should say. So part of your intention when you basically open the path for others, you initially start to do it for you. I think with the Fool energy, there's something about doing it for yourself in the first place, as well as you are what you seek. There's something that talks about your own desires and your own motivations. Yet, I don't feel that it's selfish. It's simply that the spark is ignited within yourself first. What's interesting is that you soon realize, and you probably already do at this point, you probably have noticed that you know that this is this way of operating, or this tendency that you have, or this desire, I want to say, to go for new things and to really create out of nothing. I think you've noticed that you've been doing this more than once in your life. You're starting to understand that it's something that is not just applicable for, okay, this is fun and I'm going to do it and it's temporary. There's something greater because you're on a quest. And I think you've gained enough maturity actually at this point to understand that the Holy Grail is within you. So what you're doing in terms of creation now is different. It's not so much seeking for seeking and thinking that you're not finding and that you have to keep going and going and going. You are discovering, or you have discovered already, that when you seek and when you get out there and start traveling, like the short distances, which is the third house energy, Gemini energy, Mercurial, you then really satisfy first a need in you, but you create better, or you create how can I say this? Because you're shaping things instead of being like simply always looking and thinking that you need to reach a goal, a destination, find something like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. This is not the, you understood that that's not the end game anymore. It's the journey, right? It's what happens as you journey. It's what happens as you create, and it's the things that you create that are so beautiful. So that's a huge piece, because I think the awareness of that changes everything for you. You know, the beauty of that is, instead of being on your own and always on that quest and thinking you're missing something or someone, you know now that it's not about seeking something to complete yourself. So now, as you reach the new year and a new cycle, I believe, because it's very present here, you want to share your life because you're in a creative state of mind. I think you have the energy at the moment. You know, you're very cool and collected. You're at peace. You're in the right frame of mind. You're in the right, your emotions are beautifully flowing. You know, you have your creative, your child, inner child totally awakened and just ready to to engage, to play, to discover. You have two energies of also not being scattered anymore, like by the Seven of Cups being like all over the place, again seeking without any, you know, the hunt for the hunts, that's over with. You're much more, you basically narrow and funnel your energies differently, and it comes from being balanced. You're extremely active when it comes to engaging. I mean, you have the Fool and the Knight of Swords, right? You're swift, you're witty, you're active, you have the energy, the reservoir that I was describing, where everything's aligned here, like to create an amazing 2023 and beyond, right? Because you've understood the, I guess, the onus of what your place is, and without finding it because you're not looking anymore, right? You understood it's not about hitting somewhere, going somewhere, being with only just one person, or not to say that you'd have multiple partners, but it's not about that. So it's like deciphering that your place in the universe is sort of one that evolves through creation and journeying. I mean, there are other cards in the tarot that are very much more, I guess, travel, with a stronger travel interpretation. But there's a lot of movement here. You know, there's two lead cards and you have the Knight of Swords, so there's definitely energy being applied in motion, moving your body, like physically traveling for me. I think it ties in with learning. Obviously, this card was also referring to spirit guides, of course, but so you're being led. But the learning piece is really important. You derive great satisfaction from learning new things. And I want to say that even you could be teaching. Excuse me. You know, this is a Sagittarius card. So although it's the Temperance and she's very, how can I say this? She doesn't fret over things and she doesn't get all bunched up. You know, she really just goes with the flow. But it doesn't mean that she doesn't travel ever. It's just the way she travels is different. She likes to put one foot in front of another. She has a different pace. And mostly she's intentional. So that's really, really important. She has to feel, you have to feel basically through, I'm just going to make a parenthesis here. You know, by saying your place in the universe, I mean, that could be a what, a who, a why, a where, or a when, right? Or a combination of all of those things. So like I said, I don't pretend to be able to tell you what your place in the universe really is. But you understand that this is one part of the equation. There's something there to maybe use, or hopefully it resonates and you can understand that it's going to, especially in your case, because basically we're talking about the journey and not the destination. So I mean, you're always going to be in that energy of travel. So you never, it's never going to be like the road ends here, right? And this is your place and you stop going anywhere else and you stay. It's not going to be like that for you, Jim. Okay, let's draw out of the last tarot. I do want to point out to one last thing before I draw that one. You have impatient energy that is being tempered by the Temperance. But remember that overall you're more impatient than you are patient. So just I guess remember the counsel here. The conseil, the advice, sorry. Another advice on the Temperance is not just to pace yourself, it's also evaluate where you're going next and the why. So that you avoid doing any rash decisions, especially blindly, right? Be informed. Make informed decisions based on your heart, because we have an energy of love. You know, it did speak of inner discovery. So overall, you're learning about yourself, but I keep thinking that feeling that you could be teaching others what you've learned. I want to reiterate the the enthusiasm of the Six of Cups and the Fool card. Like there's a lot of hearing like fresh, but then I'm hearing morning dew. I don't know if you're a morning person or you could be like such a night owl, but like the kind that really like is like really up in the later part of the night, like the early part of the, you know what I mean, of the day, like really early, like the 3 to 6 quadrant. Those hours might be particularly important for you, or I'm gonna have to pull. These ones are not coming out. Okay, this deck is in French. I'm gonna read and translate for you. Okay, you have the conflict, le conflit. Show you the drawing, and these are the keywords in case you read French. It says the being power hungry, hostility, jealousy, stubbornness, aggressivity, fear, competition, and controversy. Okay, that's a difficult energy, which I can relate to the Knight of Swords, and I mentioned impatience, right? I did put an accent on making sure you followed the Temperance's advice. Being Gemini could be inner conflict, right? We have two people, so it could be your own twin, you and you. Okay, so the way I'm going to apply this is, especially if you really, truly, physically travel, which I think is the case, but it won't apply for everybody. But anybody who travels, you need to slow down in any way possible. Slow down when you drive, slow down when you address yourself to people, don't overreact, think twice or mull over what was said and make sure you really catch what the person really meant instead of interpreting. Because of all these cards of hostility, jealousy, stubbornness, aggressiveness, and fear, and you know, those are difficult energies. In terms of your place in the universe, it's more of a caution. So it's less your energy in terms of you applying this in what you do and how you fit in the grand scheme of this beautiful life. I sense more it's about kind of I'm gonna say it that way. We spoke of spirit guides, right? Let's say this message, this last message came from your spirit guides. As a form of protection to you. As you take your place and travel the world and create. Because I want you to know you are unbelievably creative. You have the particular, the real, like, you know, that first spark, but I want to say like that first spark from the first caveman who ever made fire ever. Okay, that's what I mean. So it's not just like, you know, you're gonna start something. This is more profound than this. I would like you to soak that in because I really mean that. Okay, I'm gonna close the reading here. So if you enjoyed the reading, of course, you can let me know through liking the video, sharing, and subscribing. But please come back. I'd love to see you again. Thank you so much for your time. Good night.